by the time I was 21 years old to 23 years old, I was in £40,000 of debt. I struggled really bad with spending addiction.
Well, how did you get here? Like, the personal story-wise. Like, how did you get... Because I think your story is a very interesting one. I think it's something that people can really relate to, possibly now as well. And that's why I wanted to touch on it. I know we've already kind of done it in length. I'll leave the other episode in the description down below for those who want to go in a bit more depth. But quick synopsis for people who maybe don't know.
Yes. So I grew up with an eating disorder, essentially. My eating disorder developed into problems with money. And by the time I was 21 years old to 23 years old, I was in £40,000 of debt. I struggled really bad with spending addiction. What I didn't know was that I had ADHD and that my brain was constantly lacking in dopamine. So therefore, for me, the two things that really, really mattered to me were food and spending money.
Ching.
Buying stuff, buying food, which is why I've always been overweight, because I'm like, hey, I'm sad, have a donut. Have 5 donuts. At times that has happened. But for me, it was all about spending money.
Mm-hmm.
So I would buy things like dresses and clothes and bags and shoes, and I'd be the person at the pub like buying my mates like around the Jaeger bombs, or I spent and spent and spent. I realised there was a problem when I couldn't afford to pay any of the repayments. It wasn't that I didn't know I had to repay any of them. I just got to the point where I was just so overwhelmed and I had too much to pay, and I was like, where am I going to get 40 grand from? I'm 23 years old. This is pretty bad. A bailiff showed up at my door, tried to take my car. I packed up my things in the middle of the night. I fled, moved back to Southampton, went to see Citizens Advice Bureau. They basically said to me, like, it's bankruptcy or like you pay it off. Those are your 2 options. Both of those sounded really shit to me, but I took the second one because I'm not a quitter. If I look back at it now, I probably could have gone bankrupt and it would have been great, but then I wouldn't have had my journey. Would
that have been like an excuse, an easy way out for you, do you think?
Possibly. And I do like to challenge my brain. So I like to challenge my brain.
Because I think people listening to this will go like, that seems an easier path for me. Let's just reset the clock.
Yeah, and actually for so
eat the shit for a year.
Yeah, for so many people, bankruptcy is a very valid option. At the time, it filled me with dread and filled me with shame, and it was almost like I was going to be walking around with like a tattoo that said bankrupt on my forehead. It was hard, and as somebody who now has since had a massively catastrophic business failure, which again came with a load of money shame and guilt and all of those things that I had to reevaluate. For me, paying it off seemed like the easier option because it didn't fill me with as much dread and shame. And actually, if I hadn't have paid it off, I wouldn't have learned all of the methods to pay it off to put in my book. So, everything happens for a reason. But I learned to love money. Was
there an issue with like your relationship with money?
Yes.
Do you think? Do you think that's where it get like? Because I hope you don't mind me saying this, but like to get to 40 grand, you've got to really fuck up for an extended period of time.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's not like a 3 month, 6 month. This is like years of problems.
I got myself in £40,000 of debt within 2 years.
Yeah.
I spent. I also had a drinking problem. Like, I was a high-functioning alcoholic. I say high-functioning because, I didn't wake up and need a drink, but I needed a drink to be confident. I was using alcohol to mask all of my neurodivergence because I didn't realise that I had ADHD and autism. And I was very awkward in social situations. People, like, now, all of my friends are like, you're not awkward in social situations. And I'm like, because you met me when I was pissed. Like, all of you have known me as Maddy the social butterfly who likes a drink and is super chatty. But if I didn't have that alcohol, I wouldn't be super chatty.
Yeah.
So now, when I'm in social situations, I don't know very many people. I'm actually really reserved and really quiet. Put a drink in me. I was going to say I'm anyone's, but pretty much that was kind of how it was. And now I don't drink anymore. So, because I'm more comfortable with who I actually am. So,
do you think it came I hope this isn't too personal, but like it links. Do you think it came from a lack of self-love, self-worth, self-esteem?